Hello and welcome back to our third game of the day, which is Team Liquid Academy versus 100 Thieves Academy. I'm Riv, that's Crumbs, and we are on the run for more League of Legends, and we're about to get it.
We absolutely are, and we've got some of the stronger teams here, actually. 100 Thieves Academy, well, they won last year off the back of Someday, but they have been relentless in their improvements, and are actually looking like one of the top teams right now, with Soligo and Contracts being quite well. But we've got Team Liquid in the lineup, and Grig is back on the roster too, who has had a relatively rough time getting back into the lineup. But first week jitters is something that we all know about, so we can't put too much on it.
That's right, you get Yusui in mid, their Kara there at bot, along with Yama as well, so we'll see how they can do. I'm loving the quarantine quas, their hairdos currently. Everybody's looking fantastic right now. I know mine's a little out there.
Wait, are you serious? You have your hairdo looks immaculate, like somebody even put hairspray on it, and this is quarantine hair?
Yes, that's the blessing of a comb over. Don't get old, though. Looking at 100 Thieves now. Young and ready to play. Thank God. He's actually been holding his own on the top side. Him and Someday back and forth we saw for the previous splits in top. Contracts in the jungle. Soligo in mid. Prismal at bot along with Boom, who has surprised me already in his play. Looking quite strong. I'm impressed with this guy, and I can't wait to see what he has to offer throughout the season.
Yeah, he's really enabling Prismal, which is all you can ask from your support, just being able to allow everybody else to pop off, right? So here he flashes for Prismal. Doesn't want to let that hook connect on the off chance that his carry was going to go down. So bit of a bro move right there. If you're an AD, whether it hits or not, you just can't help but feel a little bit warm inside when you know that your support is willing to do that for me. It's like, I didn't even ask of you to do this, and you threw yourself on the grenade for me.
I mean, there's sometimes when your AD is like, dude, you got to step in front of those hooks. And you're like, 1 and 2, yeah, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, dude, you got to start doing some work for me here.
That's so true. So many ADs get pampered. They're just like, yeah, just stand in front of me all the time. I never want to get hit. And then when they get hit, it's never their fault for misstepping. It's always, you should have known that I was going to step in that direction, and you should have danced with me so that you block it as well. Just spoiled ADs.
Or it comes down to, well, you never have any health in lane. Why are you so low? Because I'm blocking. Karma trap.
Because I'm taking all your damn missteps.
That we're not going to see too much of that between these teams. We'll see more of what Poom did there, the new player for 100 Thieves bot lane Academy at support. We did see him on a Nautilus game there, so we'll see if he stays on the engage, if he keeps trying to play aggressive with Prismal. Somebody who actually loves to go forward. I've talked to Prismal quite a bit, just saying, hey, what do you like to play? What's this? You know, he's like, I like to try things. I really like to make sure that kind of on the forefront of still being aggressive. So before we jump into the game, we are going to take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you back here for Champ Select in just 3. Welcome back to Summer Academy 2020. It's about to be Team Liquid Academy versus 100 Thieves Academy. Riven Crumbs here, about to bring you this game live as it happens. So, no funny business.
No funny business, but we have had some very funny plays, Riv.
We have had some funny business here.
Oh man, these first two games have really delivered, whether it's these funny blunders or just people getting away with slivers of health. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. We're going to jump right into this one, and Yuumi will be the first champion to be banned, which actually went through in the first rotation of picks altogether in that last game.
Varus, though, always finding himself swiftly on the bench. The new Tom Ken. Karma there, getting taken out real quick. Seen her the past few games, not game number 3 of the day, with even 2 more to go after this. You ready, Crumbs?
I absolutely am, because
I like to hear.
without Karma, we actually are going to have a different flavor, since it was one of the mostly contested picks in the first week where it was just banned. Second week got left to review more times. We've seen, okay, maybe not that strong in the mid lane, since the mid lane players need more agency, but in the support role with the Senna, really like that variation, because that lane proved to be so obnoxious in the later stages of the game.
Yo. Slowly taking their time. They are taking their time. I don't know if you do that any slower than taking their time. List being banned out. We will finally see what our first pick is. What's the priority? It has been Aphelios for a few squads, meaning that first pick for the Marks would be priority in agency, but it's Jenkins, possibly Set or Yama. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Grig could play. It's just such a varied pick. It's not as strong as flexing on the red side, but still being able to flex that one right now is going to be pretty valuable. However, Prismal is going to be just as happy to claim the Ezreal for himself, and the other Enchantress support that really is contested in so many games but still not picked here is the Lulu. However, the Ezreal Graves combination already gets locked in, and Contracts is a pretty good Graves. Oh, wait a minute, Rip.
Are you ready?
Forgot. This is 10-12. We're going to see the Volibear for the first time.
It is time for Volibear to lock himself in. I'm excited to see this. I cannot wait. He is so aggressive now, being able to pretty much cast from afar, get up on you after that, and really has a few more ways to get himself up on his opponent.
We are going to be the first one seeing Volibear's debut in North America. Pretty exciting, actually.
Have you played many games with him?
I have not. No, he is permabanned, actually.
Well, you can expect that. We hear Kobe talking about him quite a bit, just saying his abilities, just really the turret destruction he can do, and zeroing that out.
I think a very interesting thing about him that made him so much stronger is that when you are essentially doing your old Q, which was trying to flip somebody, but now you're just running at him and trying to stun them, if you get canceled, the cooldown is reset?
Yeah.
Which is ridiculously good. Like, imagine if you had, say, Warwick's ultimate and say, oh, if it gets canceled out of your ultimate, you just get to use it again.
Also still has those resets on his attacks, so you can make sure you're getting in as much damage as possible when you're threading in autos and whatnot. So it kind of scary. It is kind of scary. We'll see what they continue to have for each other. Bans go towards mid and support on both. Like
lots of physical damage there out of 100 Thieves, so they will need Soligo to be on a very high damage mage here. So there's a lot to work with. Oriana's, Azir's, hey, you could even go with a Corki, but you want to have a little bit more crowd control on your lineup. And I'm more excited than that to see what Grig does with this Volibear, because I think it might be jungle, but nope, that's going to be completely ruled out. It's going to be one heck of a lineup. That's support set, Jace top. Wait, let me just wrap my head around this.
This is amazing. Can't wait. Like, this is like pick the weakling out of the herd composition. It's like you poke them out, and then you chase them down and take that one person down because nobody's going to be able to protect them.
Okay, yeah, volley toss of jungle set. Yeah, okay. I mean, the combo of Jace and Italy has not been very successful just because you don't set each other up. You don't have a lot of peel. If you get jumped on or you fall behind, you're not going to be that useful. But with Set and Volibear on your lineup, you do have those frontliners that can buy a ton of time for you. However, 100 Thieves just has something super solid. I mean, there is nothing that is going to scare 100 Thieves' lineup here. You have Engage, you've got Disengage, you've got a strong early game, you've got scaling. Like, you even have some of the best picks for all your players. So I think 100 Thieves is quite happy with this. It's more of the unknown factor that Team Liquid has drafted that we're trying to figure out how good is that against what 100 Thieves has.
I'm excited. Their composition looks super fun in the ways that they can play it and kind of the windows and options that they have open. Looking at Poom on the Thresh, I cannot wait to see what he has to offer. Already a player I'm watching for the split, and we'll see if he can start to bring up that bot lane for 100 Thieves here. Like you said, they have a composition that's all around very good, and 100 Thieves have been able to always kind of hit those textbook levels of gameplay, and then we see a little bit of flavor here and there, especially when Someday was on the Academy team, and a little so now that we have this competition coming in.
That's why I love Fake God playing the Aatrox, since Someday was all about Aatrox when he was in the Academy, and being able to see what somebody could do on that pick, now he's thinking, well, I've seen the lessons from the best to do it in Academy, so as long as I try to mimic what he did, I'm probably going to have a good time, is what Fake God is thinking. And when you have a Graves that just wants to get in there, you might have a very strong topside. However, Nidalee is quite good against Graves, especially if you can get ahead of him. We don't know what rune setup the Nidalee is going for. There are so many different varieties, whether it's Conqueror, Dark Harvest, Electrocute. Depending on what Nidalee goes, we'll get to see how this matchup plays out.
So, looking at Volibear, since a lot of people may have not seen him in competitive at all, what kind of support does he need, if any? Gank for that lane, don't gank for that lane, leave him on island. What are we looking at?
So what we're looking at is that he's against an Aatrox. You can definitely gank for the lane. However, when he starts getting rolling, he just naturally is going to be pushing out because of his passive. So you can just go for a lot of tower dives eventually. He's just strong enough to tower dive because you have that ultimate that disables your turret. So the Volibear, you want to be playing around him if you can, but you'd also... I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm an expert on the Volibear matchups, Riv. He just got reworked right now. This is the first time we see him. I've only seen him in solo queue where he gets a pop-off in lanes. So he can carry. He is very powerful with the buffs, but we don't know just how good the players are on him right now. First time Jenkins is playing in a competitive.
We're about to find out. I am excited. I think he's still going to have somewhat of an impact. You know, I memed about the LS thing we saw earlier, that he was 1-9 and had an S just because of what his impacts were once they got to the fight. The damage follow through, the passive you were talking about earlier that has him pushed in lane. 5 stacks on auto attacks gives him the lightning claws. So he can really start to dish out a lot of damage you're not expecting when you're focused on other targets. Be cool to see. I'm excited to see what Jenkins does. He has been an experimental player up top, and he always has something.
When these new picks come out, you also know that the rest of the team hasn't played against him. So maybe Fake God has some games against Volibear. But does Prismal have games against Volibear? Does Soligo, do they know how much damage they can dish out to this pick? So it always plays into not just the singular matchup, but the entire team if they're aware of it. And also that is really cool. Is he trying to take Harry Potter's spot on the Quidditch team?
Here's the Academia one, right?
Do they play Quidditch in that anime?
Do they play Quidditch in anime? No, you just asked me?
That is what I just asked.
I have no response.
Okay, I'll take that as my response, and I will make sure to think about what I ask next.
He's dancing, though. He's got the... Is that a volley? They look like a volley emote, but it also looks like something that kicked him off the skin as his
Minions have spawned.
volley shout, I would say. All right, setting up. Ooh. In Skinnergy here, Academia Ezreal, as well as the Academia Jace. Good choice on Threshkin.
Okay, so it is going to be the Dark Harvest in Italy, so Grig will be looking to get that snowball going. AP, very exciting. I mean, usually you'd want to go with Electrocute in pro play. It's a lot more reliable, especially in the early game, but if you can have just a brawly style game, then obviously the Dark Harvest can really play in your favor.
Everybody get going now in their jungles. Top to bottom is the way we'll be playing for both Contracts and Grig. They head through Phase Rush for a few. Contracts they go on their Graves and Oriana. We'll see what these two can do. Contracts, we know, will put up a fight. He'll do quite a bit. And watch on Soligo this game versus Yusui here. Oriana versus Jace. It's kind of a tough matchup if you don't have your ball on you, especially before level 3. You don't have that command protection yet. Yusui taking advantage there. But we have seen both of these mid laners pop off. He always seems to have his moments and kind of carry a game by himself. Yusui, sometimes towards the end of the season. See if we can get that out of the beginning of the season.
One of my favorite emotes there out of Jenkins with the white flag. But on your point on Yusui and the Jace pick, I think one of the reasons why we're starting to see Jace come back more is the phase rush. Like with that rune, the trade is so easy to proc, right? You just queue in, you're pretty much there.
Yeah, and then you just slow them. Go.
Yeah, and you just back off, so then you can't really trade back on him since he just gets to run away or escape from a gank from you. Just as easily, Soligo is going to escape from this very unthreatening roam from Yama, but he found an opportunity to group up, so it's already scary enough that the support is able to do that. Whether he finds an opportunity now or not, it's just a good sign that he's able to spot somebody out, and that should be Poom's Splash.
Ooh, Poom could go down here. Another pressure towards mid onto Yusui as well. He doesn't have wards. The just missed. Up.
Okay, I mean, if you miss everything, you're not going to get his summons.
True. I like the way that we just saw Soligo playing in mid there against Yusui. He had the lane pushed. They had a ward on bot side. Soligo was playing towards top, so Yusui had nowhere to go. If you play like that against Oriana, she gets to push the wave and damage you with this. It becomes very easy for them to figure out where you're going to walk if you're being escorted, not escorted, but if you're being kind of routed around minions, you are going back. So really well played there. Vision works. About 100 keys to get damage. And lane priority.
And Soligo knows that all he has to do is survive the early game. He's going to be able to outscale the Jace and just offer so much for the team comp eventually. Kind of the same mechanic as Yumi Zoomies in that you just heal them up, but a trade in the top lane. Jenkins can heal a lot. Like, this is not as lopsided as we might think, but he'll have to back off and wait for his cooldowns. But the wave is crashing, so both top laners will have to base, and we might just see them both TP to try to fight for this wave state.
Let's see. One's back.
Yep,
I think if one sees the other one teleport, that's... You got to match at that point. They are back from lane. Good call there, Crumbs. They can go to fight for it, and they will keep that one up. Conqueror versus Conqueror, so really no win there for their runes on who's going to have the better fight. It's about how you use your abilities and your champion on hand. Wards for the bot side do protect Prismal and Poom. They can get the kills with that lane, but it would be hard against the Set and Rikara on Kaisa. And Kaisa buys the call anyways, so like they're just farm it out.
It's becoming a more and more common item in a lot of these games, even though the spike is not that fantastic. It's a very easy buy for you to have if you can just find an early recall in your lane, and then you just come back and say, well, I'm not going to buy mana right now. It's not going to help me, and at least the Cole does offer some help, and now there is a bear running for his life, but the jungle keeps him safe.
That's the case. Bears do a lot of things in the woods. Oh, boom. Doesn't have his flash, but he's able to get out here. They are just kind of searching for him. No! Great flash, knowing that he only had the sliver in front of the turret to know that was coming because Saligo was close enough. So it coming through the wall would have probably hit him, and he guesses correctly to flash away there. He's getting pressured, though, for that flash. That's unfortunate.
Imagine if you had burned the flash earlier.
Yeah.
In the bottom lane fight. You would not have... You would have at least gotten the exhaust out of Poom there.
All right, Contracts getting in the face of Greg. Oh, the ults from Jenkins.
He gets him.
Oh, my word. The follow-up damage is disgusting. And I don't know if Contracts was worried or knowing that was going to happen. The first blood emotes come out. Jenkins says, I want more. I taste blood, and we will keep fighting if you want. Greg's going to back off, though. He gets an assist on that, and the volley bear comes up immediately with big damage, and Contracts goes down.
He's so scary, and then this laning thing is so obnoxious because you just can't really stand next to him. You can't contest a wave if he can continue to hit minions and hit you at the same time. So you have to all in.
And if he sky splitters, he just shields himself a bit, so you're good to go there. Here it is again.
Oh, Contrast. Greeting out a little bit there, right? He's collapsed on from all three sides. Jace has priority. The volley bear can close the gap and has the ability to run back through his own jungle since top lane is not crashed. So it was just an ill-advised time for an invade based on the lane states.
Yep. Tier call, pickaxe call. Still ready to fight though. They have exhaust up. Jenkins going in for a fight, goes for the rush. Sky Splitter down, gives him a bit of a shield now as he begins to bite. Ooh, there it is as he gets on to Fake God for a bit of damage. Pulls off now for cooldowns to come back up.
Just a scary animal there, and then those lightning shards in the back of him just make him that much more menacing. You can't tell if it's some sort of experimental bear that just happens to have been enhanced by science.
You're not supposed to poke it, but I guess it's when it's in your lane, that's all you can do. You're not going to make it mad. Nice help here from the TL bot lane. It was a reset wave, so really anybody's game, but that push from Grig as getting down here for the Drake, I'll definitely pick it up. So we will have an ocean or mountain, changing our Rift game. Infernal is next. Oh. Ah, they never take the lantern. I feel ya, Poom. I feel you, brother.
He needs to put that emote out there.
Yeah, if you play Thresh, you have to use the Thresh Lantern.
No, one of the best names that I ever encountered in League was when I went to Korea a long time ago. I stayed in a gaming house where one of the supports was a Thresh main, and his name was TML. It's like, what does TML mean? It means touch my lantern.
Yep. Oh, so there you go! Swiped down by Greg as they come up with another kill on the board. And Yasui now is going to be there to back them up. Nice kills. Just a red buff right now onto Contracts as he holds Rift Herald, I believe. They're going to be able to move back, keep it safe. Jenkins falls that Thunder down, and he's going to get a shield out of it, but does not decide to rush under the turret. He's able to control Fake God a bit, but the CS of leaving lane is still not in Jenkins' favor.
And this is a pretty good start there out of Team Liquid. Their solo lanes are winning. Well, not in CS-wise in the top lane, but they're able to pressure out the opponent, and 100 Thieves just cannot find much in the bottom lane. The Ezreal has built no damage whatsoever, so it's really tough to punish what Rikara and Yama have in this lane. And now TL is thinking about once again going after Fake God. If he dashes in, that's the cue. If he doesn't, then the Nidalee will just recall. Oh, here it is.
Oh, Sky Splitter comes down. Big damage already. Greg with one swipe. Spear forward. Wow. Oh, my word. Jenkins just doesn't even need more follow-up damage after the bit from Greg. That's going to be 2 for the Volibear on the top side. He is huge, and he hasn't even been able to participate in the 5v5 brawls just yet. Jenkins is going to be excited and bringing out the Volibear to show us how it's done this game.
He's just so large. Like, how does he get so big? He might be bigger than Malphite.
You gotta see it. What? So he needs a wild growth, and then he needs an iron potion, and he needs
Stone plate?
gargoyles. Yeah. Make it happen. Whoa! Oh! Sick! I like it. It might have just been for show if they can't follow up on the kill. Sometimes you don't want to be doing that if you can't make it work. And a darkened blade pushed forward from Fake God. Makes it very real as they pick up their first kill of the game. It looked really awesome, but sometimes you have to ask if you should, just because you can.
It's like he just held on to a car that was going by really fast. Like, watch what I can do. And like, okay, now you're in a car accident.
That was pretty cool to see, though. Great for us. Unfortunate for Yama as he tries to get himself in for a pretty sleek play. Not down in gold, though. That's only the first kill coming in for 100 Thieves. They have been very dominant on the top side for TL, so they have a lot of room to work with here. Let's see, actually, if 100 Thieves is going to push up here. So it looks like they're actually just going to be waiting for Greg if you were to be pushing. Contract shows right away. And they'll bring it down to 2 plates unless they can drop one right here. They put the damage down. We'll see about 2.5.
Oh, this is a scary bear, and then Jace is also collapsing, so really just a play for plates here. Even though the timing is not going to be up, getting it out now can give you a little bit of an umph before the dragon fight. So I think both teams are going to want to contest that. However, 100 Thieves, probably not the play to go for. They build very defensively right now. You have the Seekers out of the Orianna. You even have the Tier and everything, but another gank on Fake God. But they can just dive him fairly soon with the Volibear ult coming up.
Well, we called an Ori. Here comes the teleport from mid lane. Soligo throws out the command dissonance to get some kill there. Now a 3v1 against the Volibear. Great flash out from Jenkins as he roars on away. And they get themselves to safety, but what a play and turnaround. You know, 100 Thieves is not just sitting back waiting for things to happen. Teleports were up and they are communicating quickly.
It's good to see that they've got Fake Gods back here. They don't want to lose another kill and start snowballing that Volibear even harder. So taking that teleport out now might actually help them out for this dragon. In 15 seconds, it's not going to be quick enough for the Orianna to reset and make it back in time. And they also get a few plates in the bottom lane as well. So Team Liquid should feel pretty confident to have the advantage in the setup here and then translate that into that dragon take.
Would have been prime to get volley on that. A little bit of shutdown gold 2 for Soligo. He came in real quick and he exploded Greg. It looked like he had no HP in his bar, actually. Liquid going for Greg. Mountain. Rocking the world.
Oh, should have asked me which one it was to guess.
I was close. Oh, I forgot.
That's all right.
You'll have to have patience.
Every game we got to do it. We got to have it. And then I got to ask you as well. We got to start tracking it. See if there's a method to the madness.
Oh, that's true. RNG. Buns.
Really, it's a 50-50, right? So
at that point, yeah, that's true.
it could prove to be a 100% success rate fairly soon.
All right, Fake God. I'm dodging out your Sky Splitter. He'll rain down Wrath with his Darkened Blade. Here Contract is once again. Contract's on the grave. Graves. Such an iconic thing. Something we've seen at Worlds.
Okay, nice and easy turret take. They haven't seen Poom here yet, so the Rift Herald could be a good idea from 100 Thieves. However, Yama has already made it down here. This is the life of the marksman in the bottom lane, but a 2v2 in the top lane is ensuing. Contract is here, and Poom is here faster, so they can win this.
Oh, almost starts swiping. Jenkins is so big, it didn't even look like Set could really carry him for long enough there. Or not carry him, but hit him. What pushed him? Did he just get... Oh, he jumped. I see.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, that looked like a Set ult, but with Set's on his team, are they just broing out from the top rope? No, Set's on the bot side. They're getting kills. I just get confused off my rocker here. Yama, nice tank on the way out. Oh, yeah. Gives him the third heat up. Might be enough to kill him. Woof. Pure broment right there as they take down the bot turret. Nicely done as TL's working around the map as they try to keep their members up top alive. 100 Thieves has found a way under their skin, though. Is it enough, is the question.
And that was super worth it for Team Liquid. 100 Thieves lose the Ezreal, and they're not able to get the top lane. Now, that was an opportunity for them to go for the Rift Herald.
Yep.
But because they thought they could go for the kill, they try that instead, and Volibear proves to be very difficult to take down. Let's see how they actually took down Ezreal, because he's trying to thin out the wave so he knows what's going on. But the Kai'Sa immediately engages. This is a really smart move out of FLICKR, just immediately getting in there. And Yama is just so darn fast. And actually, they have to burn everything to take him down. It looked pretty flashy, but they knew from the get-go that they had to go for the Ezreal the second that Poom showed top.
Yeah, but I mean, why not? And if you mess that up, that becomes even more strenuous. I'm sure they were sweating a little bit once that initial kill didn't go through the first and second time. But again, perseverance is our word of the night, it seems. It begins to come up over and over. Two-shot barrage. Prism will just get in some check on what's happening in the mid lane and also free-farming this wave. We get pretty much even lanes right now. We do have a little bit of gathering made by the 3, but it's the 1-3-1 for both teams as they just kind of suss out when the next attack will be and who will have better vision for it. Sick little dodge from Sligo. I like it. Another one as he had 2 on his back.
He just has to farm away, keep his itemization proper. He's not going for that tier build that we started to see be a lot more common with the Orianna. So he needs to be a lot more mindful about dodging those spells as opposed to just tanking them and using Command Protect to defend himself.
Look at this. Ninja Tabi, Ninja Tabi, Tabi. No one's really worried about the damage coming from Orianna. That might be wrong. Obviously, you have a Chalice. That's very helpful.
Not worried about the Orianna damage, nor Poom's hooks. I mean, that's usually the big one for the Mercs. Just how much CC do they have? Unless they have a ton of magic damage, you're going for it. But it's the time to shine for Poom there. No one's addressing the fact that he can pop off, and if he starts just chaining those down, you're gonna start to feel a Team Liquid that's really regretting those purchases. And look at what they think twice about this. Like, were we able to kill him last time 1v3? I don't think we were. We don't even have any healing reduction. There's no ignites. There's no executioners. Let's not bother with this, considering that not only does he have those tabbies, but with the extra armor from the Bramble Vest, it's just not happening.
Yep. It's going to be so tough, especially because he has the movement speed or the ult away, even if he does feel like he's in danger. These dodges on the Shock Blast are great. I love the vertical gates. You always like to see Yasui or any Jace kind of playing those little tricks with the gates as they place them. It's a lot harder to read where that Shock Blast may be coming from. That one, he just goes for the straight up perpendicular shot to the face, and it counts as they bunch up around Rift Herald. You can see him still firing off some on the left side of your screen with his ult, and TL gets called off Drake right now. You think that enough of the team is doing it, maybe 100 Thieves will walk into their trap, but they think twice as well. A lot of back and forth here as these teams are reading each other pretty well and not finding an opening to start.
Well, now they are on Soul Point, which is really scary for 100 Thieves. They're going to have to come up with the fight itemization fairly soon, although the Ezreal at least has Mirror Mana and Fist completed, which is going to be fairly important. But that means that Volibear is going to be joining the fray. We've only seen him in action in the top lane.
I've been waiting.
When he jumps these carries, that's when we really get to see just how powerful he is.
You know, so it may not happen on the rest of the turrets. Set up the last example we just saw. Mid turrets getting pushed. Yeah, 100 Thieves was a bit out of position, but Nidalee's coming up on the right side. So you're separated, your back is separated from the turret, 100 Thieves, even a little bit more. Your tanks are at the turret because they're feeling safe. Volibear jumps on the turret, and then your ADs are so far away you can't help anybody when it's been disabled. Like, the composition they're setting up with having the dive of Volibear with the poke when you're at a turret here from Team Liquid is just throwing 100 Thieves for a loop for a moment.
That's right. I hadn't thought about it, especially in how does the Team Liquid composition play out, because Volibear can dive, he can have the gate speed him up, the set also gets to dive just as deep,
Bash
and
Brothers,
then the Kai'Sa can follow up in all of that. So the marksman can also participate in all of this, all while the turret is disabled. So all in all, this actually turns into a fairly unorthodox poke comp that has a really powerful dive tool.
Pretty scary stuff here. We'll see if they utilize that again. They do have, I mean, the outer turrets are the easiest to do that on. They have 4 more to go through, so we may see them utilize that technique. Athene's now up your big heals from Grig as he can start throwing out that attack speed and heal to people. And overall coming online for both teams. Not counting 100 Thieves out at all. They still have ways to work around, like we said, once the hooks begin to find their way through these waves, these minions that continue to be set up in front. I think it just needs to be a few more jungle fights that 100 Thieves finds where the shockwave really gets the collection of liquid when they're trying to pass through. Out in the open, it becomes so hard to get these initiations in.
Might be a little bit easier now that there are less turrets in the mid lane. 100 Thieves will have to extend a bit more. And we've got a 2-minute and 30-second timer for this next fight. So see where the gold goes and who's trying to get as much in their inventory to hit that next spike. Contracts with a Black Cleaver would be really valuable here, despite FLICKR already having his. He bases, he has it already. If Soligo can also get at least a stopwatch and then maybe a needlessly large, or if he can complete his Zanyas, that would be a good spike as well, but they need to get those items completed so that they can feel confident taking this fight, because you really don't want to be giving a Mountain Soul to a Volibear and a Set.
And you can see it's a bit of a tipping point in the game for some. Actually, it's going to be the Oblivion Orb coming in for Soligo, as he says. Yeah, a little bit more damage.
Okay.
Up Sork Boots and whatnot. A Cell of the Doran's Blade, as we would see here from Prismal, as he knows Vampiric Scepters going to be necessary for that bit of healing coming into the next fight. So the transition's now being made on those items, as they know the game state is getting very teetery right now in which way it can go. A 3K gold lead for Team Liquid. Still be closed here by 100 Thieves very easily.
Yeah, that's a good buy there from Soligo with the orb. I mean, you wouldn't have had enough for the needlessly large,
to then build the other part and finish.
Yeah, and the other parts, and the Morelos is going to be very important. There's going to be a ton of healing on the side of Team Liquid eventually. That's the hook that you're looking for.
Is it close enough? Was there follow-up? Oh my god, the damage is there, but the heal comes through. Grig instantly gets himself a heal and turns back into cat form to get out, or cougar form I should say, to safety. Ooh, so many lives for that cat right now, and Grig just used one.
Wow. So the only way that Contracts would have been able to get that kill is he needed to flash forward, get another auto onto Grig, but the only way he could have done that in good conscience is knowing that Prismo was also chucking out his ultimate, which there's no way that happens. The Ezreals never say that. They just shoot it out. It's like, hey, I'm shooting it out, especially at that short distance. Unless
you're playing with Cutie.
Very close.
They'll say, watch this.
Right. Like, check it out.
Check it out.
Cross map, misses the minion wave, just misses all of them, so now the turret kills them faster.
Oh my. Here's a Drake. This is going to be soul point here. 100 Thieves now has goal side, 2 soul point. Chase though. Watch for Yasui coming up from the back. Could have a good shot on Prismo. No, Contracts and Boom find him immediately. So you will not get to. Oh, never mind. Got him right in the face. Here they go for the Drake. This is going to be a big one. 100 Thieves wants to put all the cards on the table for this. Staying away from the poke. Jenkins over the wall. Will he decide to just hop into the pit? Bar Scryer's orb into pit, and they will just go for the resulting fight. Big damage onto 2 members of Team Liquid. I cannot see them winning this fight as a result. But it looks like 100 Thieves now receiving end of a lot of that damage, and only Grig has gone down. Yama's low, but he still stays in the fight as a target, back and forth. And looks like they are able to get a few members, 2-1 now, as it was in favor of TL.
They're gonna chase them down. Look at Jace, they know the health. Kaisa is still at full HP. Let's see what Yasui can do.
Oh my god, Yasui. They're following Prismal down to the bot side. Yasui's in a 2v1 as he gets pushed off. The team decided to go for the AD, and he's like, wait, what? I'm over here. I need help too. Somehow he does a ring around the rosy. Obviously, they don't want to be in the long fight when Volibear gets back in. But that one overall just seemed to be a shock and awe in favor of 100 Thieves, Crumbs. The initial damage we saw coming out onto Grig and Yama, and TL didn't even flinch.
So the big thing there were twofold. Objective-wise,
Okay.
100 Thieves were able to secure the dragon on time, so they were able to shove the wave, instantly rush it.
That is
Team Liquid
huge.
did not react
Full
on
point
time.
stock.
But on the engage, what stopped it from being that amazing shock and awe was that the Ezreal ult completely whiffed. It did not hit a target. They would have been able to one-shot Yama before he got any of his spells off, but he survived, and that was what bought enough time for everybody else to make it, especially the Volibear. Once he jumped in, they knew they had to run away.
Oh my word. Well, you know, Prismal will be thinking about that. Maybe even tonight after the game. They win, maybe not so much so, but we'll see. Mistakes are made, and they cannot be remembered. Must just be forgotten.
Oh.
On to the next play. Oh my! All right, so maybe it's lingering. That one kind of opens the wound again. That is huge. Rikara stepping up. Nobody was even close for assistance there, really. He was far outside the range of Lantern, which had to be brought up into range, but more shock and awe we see now coming from Team Liquid.
Kaisa has a 700 gold bounty, and she already has the upgraded Void Seeker, which is incredibly powerful. It actually might be a stronger poke tool than Nidalee and Jace because you get that reset when you stick it. So that's what happens. That shoots out the first one, lands the second, and instantly goes in.
To Barrett. Aatrox coming around. Yama's going to try to flank that, or get that big flank out of here. Boom, taking a shot, looking for a hook over the wall. Lantern for sight. True Shot Barrage comes in. The last bits of damage. Oh! No, it's not going to be a steal. That's Greg coming in with it. I thought it was going to be going 100 Thieves, but now the fight ensues. Saligo is the target. The hook just threads through the entirety of TL, and you hate to see it as 100 Thieves continue to try and defend and defend. And the TL fans love to see that they are making their way through those defenses of 100 Thieves. Now onto the mid-tier turret. It's not going to matter if they need to push their vision forward for this one. They're going to try to make quick work of the objective.
Riv, Contracts tried that without Smite. That was a smiteless
I thought he
attempt
had
on
it
the
for a
steal.
moment with that timing.
Yeah, that is complete desperation out of 100 Thieves. They can feel this game really slipping away, and this Team Liquid composition is just so exciting to watch, from the Volibear into what now has very quietly become an incredible monster in the bottom lane that is about to have 100 CS over Prismal. I mean, he's sitting at 70 already, which is incredible.
And it's Jenkins with the very heady play. There was only 3 members take down that inhibitor. We saw Greg peeling off, get some push in the jungle, steal resources. Jenkins towards top lane to make sure lane was pushed. They're really giving 100 Thieves a lot more to think about here, more than just getting back out on the map. They have to push some waves. Luckily for them, mid and bot are pushed. Now they're able to get out here and start denying some of their own. Yama there. Quickly denial of that lantern being used. Oh wow, Jenkins wants to go in. Boom takes quite a bit of damage. Here comes Rikara once again. The shockwave hits too, but is it going to be the follow-up? I said those jungle fights could be it, but these are not on 100 Thieves' terms. They are just being thrown back and forth inside their own jungle. Continuing on is Jenkins as he tries to chase another one out, and that's going to be a double kill coming in for Yasui, and I think they're going to end the game here with just Fake God standing for 100 Thieves. Thumbs up.
And the standard thumbs up with
no,
a white flag. Asking for
no.
the FF. That's when you're in the game and the enemy team just asks, FF already? You know you're losing. Why not save us some time?
Throwing the flag. Why haven't they thrown it in? I will tip my hat to you. And still, why haven't they thrown in the flag? So many emotes coming up. I'm sure there's more smiles happening though on the face of TL as they overthrow the base of 100 Thieves here, and they will take a victory moving into the summer split to move to 1 and 2.
Great showing out of the lineup. It finally felt like they found their stride when it came to compositions. Such a better look than the first week, and we don't know how much of that was off the back of Jenkins having a pick that nobody really knew what was going on in the top lane, especially not 100 Thieves, because we figured out, hey, Volibear is pretty darn strong right now. It was banned in one of our series, but it doesn't look like every team had been practicing him or even acknowledged that, hey, he's pretty strong right now.
I wonder if, you know, it just wasn't seen a lot in scrims, or because since teams figure it might be banned anyways. I mean, you might know, since a champion may be banned, do you scrim that a lot, or do you put your time on something that you're going to be able to play, right?
So you usually try to play all the new champions as much as possible because
Even
even
in
if they
scrims.
come out weak, you know eventually they're going to be buffed, or other than that, you just don't know how they're going to be integrated into the
Cool.
lineup. No one has tested the pick on every single role in every single matchup, so there's a lot of factors that no one can anticipate, and that usually plays in your favor, especially in the patch that receives a buff. You only have solo queue to base it off of, and we already know that the fact that he can have that ginormous leap, pushing power, sustain,
sure.
turret disables, doesn't take a scientist to put all those together and think,
he-
hey, this is a pretty good recipe
It's
for
like
a
when
champ.
we had Tristana move into that, what do we start to call her? The Demolitionist,
Yeah.
right? He's like, what was I just going to say? A disruptor, you know? He can get into the fight long enough, even if it's around the back of a pit, right? The team can walk around and be there to help it before he goes down. Like, the way he disrupts is so huge. And I don't think we'll see him much more, but I hope we do, Crumbs. So that's going to be it for me. I believe you have a lot more games to go.
Two
so
more.
Have a super amount of fun. I'm going to be watching. We are going to be stepping away for a quick commercial break. Pastry Time and Crumbs will bring you the rest of the games, and that's going to start with Immortals versus TSM Academy. Don't go anywhere.